Yeah, it's a matter of goals, not a matter of who will win.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
It is by what number of goals. So Arsenal minimum 3-0.
Arsenal will win, and we will win 4-0 this game.
Okay, for you 4, the other one 3. Okay, nice.
No, they might relax, but Chelsea surely. I don't know what normally gets in the minds of Chelsea players whenever they play Liverpool.
Yeah.
For some reasons, they find it very difficult. So I agree with those who believe that Liverpool will win. Of course, Liverpool will win. It's not a matter of belief. But Salah is not going to perform. Where will the second leg of United match be played?
Aye, Old Trafford.
Where they concede.
Yeah.
But hello guys, welcome again to another week of the Triple Cup Show. A very nice evening. Join the biggest guy after a very nice midweek where the footballs was here and there. Many games, bad results, good results. When it was a mixture of emotions here and there. And then who just joined me on this week on the episode? Malek Josh, what's up?
What's up, man?
How have you been, man?
Generally, I have not been well.
It has been a very bad week for you, man. Let's start from there.
Football-wise, it has not also been well.
Yeah.
So I think I'm not crying a lot, but I think we can overcome.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Man, Josh, I can see you there. How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm well. It's great to be here after you guys chased me in previous, I think, two episodes. Today you've seen the wisdom of welcoming me back.
No.
And it's always an honor to be here.
You always left me alone to fight these jargons, okay? Like I'm the only Arsenal fan who are just trying to fight between Manchester United, Liverpool's, Man City. I there is nobody to hold me down. Like nobody at all. I'm only by myself.
I believe in you, bro. You are always strong.
So you want me to be crying, then you say you believe in me.
You guys don't have brohood. You don't have a brohood, man.
No, you're supposed to be coming now and then, so that at least when I'm going down, there is somebody who can hold me, so that I can be I can be strong the way you want me to be. But alone, I think it's becoming very difficult, especially if you are not winning anything. If you are winning, I don't have to talk. I just post a picture of my trophy. But if you are not winning, what will I post? Bukayo Saka returning.
Yeah, but I can confirm that your solo appearance is testament to your strength and the confidence. You are the pillar of our team, man.
It is.
Silly ass guys. Yo, man. Yeah. Okay. So for you, man, you being beaten by PSG. What's your thoughts there? Are you going to do them a thing or what?
No, they say that game is 90 minutes. Football is played in 90 minutes.
Okay.
And currently we are on halftime.
Okay.
And the match will resume on Wednesday.
Okay.
So there's nothing much to comment on that, but I can assure you after 90 minutes, come and ask me that question and I will tell you where the problem is. As it stands, the only problem that is there is that people are judging the team before 90 minutes. So there is no problem until football is over.
Okay, nice.
And what can you say about our midfield? Like, did you see the absence of Thomas Partey?
Absolutely. Thomas Partey
was there any effect?
I definitely I think there was effect in the midfield. We missed the guy, and moving forward, I think we just had a bad first half on Tuesday. We played not our usual selves. I don't think it has got anything to do with overconfidence or overambition or lack of preparation, because all that we adequately prepared. Ambition is something that overambition is not something that it should be said by anyone that we struggled with, because if we manage to beat a team like Real Madrid home and away, then surely we cannot be overambitious about a team like PSG. So it was just a bad day in office. And I believe the many errors we committed, even in terms of our midfield, whether or not Partey was in there, we are supposed to be a team which can perform at any time in any game, whether or not whichever player is involved. So those are errors I believe we have an opportunity to correct in the second half, which will be the match to be played in Parc des Princes. I believe there was we felt the impact of Partey's absence because the team was the manager had to tinker a bit with the team so as to accommodate the absence of Partey, and that I feel really impacted us on Tuesday.
Okay, if for those guys who doesn't know why Joshua, he is not football wise that good, I think you can check the link here where we were having a live stream where Arsenal were playing the big team, which they thought they're gonna win at their stadium, which was Emirates against PSG, which went against on their way. And then come to other day where it was on a Wednesday, where also Barca were playing against Inter, which was a very good game for those who stayed up to watch it. And then winding you off, yesterday, Harrydinno doing the thing.
Like I was watching that game and I'm wondering, am I not the one who is in this game, or there's something which is not happening here? Because if you see what Harry Maguire was doing, honestly speaking, I've never seen something like that for a very long time, especially Maguire doing that.
You guys coming here saying you want the old Maguire. What's wrong with you guys? Somebody cannot shine in peace?
No, like we know Maguire's defensive wise, he can be good, but just passing the ball here and there.
Okay.
But doing even those kind of things that he did and give a very nice cross. Oh my God. And he's a centre back,
He sent somebody that to the wire.
I think he mopped the floor with that guy, man. And the more I watch it, the more I'm like, there is something which is not okay. Something is not right.
Man, okay. I also to come it again, our big guy, Casemiro, bringing the Ramontada energy out of Real Madrid and bring it back to Manchester United. Because previously, the game against Lyon, we were down, 2 goals down.
Yeah.
The last minute of the game, boom. Casemiro was the person who led to the penalty. That's one goal. The two goals which also came from somebody like Bruno and the other one. The penalty for Bruno, it was up because of Casemiro. The pass from Maino to Maino, it was Casemiro also who led to it. And then the last one to be headed up by Maguire with a goal. Still it was Casemiro. And then when we watched the yesterday game, man, Casemiro was all over, and he was like the manager in the pitch, like how Odegaard does in the team, like how Saliba does on the team. On the defensive wise, he's the one giving instruction to the team. Say, okay, you guys need to be there. You're going to be there. Casemiro was the person doing that. Previously, we used to see Bruno trying to push the guys here and there, but yesterday, Casemiro was full up because you watched the game. There's a place where Garnacho did some silly moves here and there. Casemiro came up to him and was like, yo, bro, what are you doing? You need to be up your mind. Also, Ugarte was doing some silly mistake. Casemiro was there also telling them, yo, we need to be, at least I'm seeing, previously you say Casemiro here, he's not the Casemiro we know in Real Madrid.
No, I think he was very confident, contented with where he was. I can say maybe he was not in line with the maybe said coach he was. But sometimes when you see these kind of players like Casemiro is somebody who is so much experienced, especially in the European matches,
Okay.
So in these things is where his experience has been shown a lot of times. Those around something to do with 12 European trophies that Madrid has taken. So recently, I think he was involved in so many of those. So we expected to see Casemiro in that team and to be the person who will be leading that team. Because when Casemiro came to Manchester United, I was 100% sure that he will be the captain. Especially that time when, what is the name? Maguire was stripped the captaincy.
Yeah.
So I expected somebody like Casemiro to be given. But as per his performance, he was not performing to par. That's why even they didn't consider him as but they give to Bruno Fernandes because Bruno Fernandes has been performing very well. Even though sometimes emotion take best part of him, but Fernandes has been performing very well. He has been the light in Old Trafford. He has been everything. Everything good has come from Bruno Fernandes. So far, these 2 Champions League games between Lyon and now between Athletic, we have seen Casemiro has been the one who has been leading the team and giving the team the energy. I was not expecting them to score even 1 goal against Athletic,
Yeah.
because if you see, I think Athletic has conceded very least goal in this Europa League.
Plus, Manchester, we are not known for scoring that much of goals also.
At home, I think they have conceded 12 goals.
Okay.
And 3 goals of those, they are from Manchester United.
So you're breaking records. I saw the thing which you were saying.
Yeah.
Did you watch the game yesterday where the United fans were at the top tier?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you.
At the last end of the... I'm like,
you see, when you there is strategic position where you can keep your fans, which will be able to maybe to revive the what do you call this one? The stadium, If you check our positioning where the fans are, especially the away fans, they're just there.
Yeah, on the
So
pitch.
even you will hear the noise of the fans better than the noise of our home fans,
Oh, yeah.
So I think they need to reconsider that, and they have to move the away fans to up so that we'll be able to maybe centralize the voice or the noise of the fans together, and it will be easy. You can imagine we are going to take a corner. Rice is there taking a corner, and PSG fans are there.
Okay.
They are just booing him, and even you cannot do anything because they are just there. So they need to consider that and be able to move that from another side. If they put their up like the Real Madrid one or the Athletic, I think it will be a good position. Okay. I want to see that.
Okay, so what's your thoughts now when you go like now Manchester United they have to play in the home turf, which will be it's like another because according to the stream you said it's an added advantage to PSG because they won while they played away.
Yeah.
So when you go to their home, it's an uphill task for you guys. Also for Manchester United, they have already won it at home. So when it comes away, when it comes to the home ground, it's also because now like more except PSG, all the other teams they have won it except Arsenal. I think all of the team which were played,
England team have won.
All of them they have won on the away turf, except only Tottenham. They're the one who played home. So when they move up to the away teams, so we expect them to see to the home teams. That's what I mean. We expect now like the England team maybe to have a better setup when it comes to the performing in the European champions. Because now in the Europa, it's either Spurs or Manchester United. Conference League already, Chelsea yesterday they won by 4-1, which was a good one. Manchester United, that's 3 clean, except Arsenal, who have now maybe to do better to get on the Champions League and attire. Do you think now it will give much more than what other teams expects now for Arsenal to be on that side on the final kind of competitor in this
I think Arsenal looking at their counterparts like the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea and Tottenham battling up in the semis and be able to qualify or maybe to have an advantage by winning their first leg, their first tie. I think they will look at themselves and say that yes, we know we missed somebody like Thomas Partey in that midfield. We know if Partey was there in that midfield, somebody like Dembele could have not scored that goal. That's perfect. That's clear because that is the position that Partey usually take in that field.
Okay.
So by so doing, Thomas Partey, even when you saw him when he was outside there with Kai Havertz, you saw the reaction that he was having. Like he knew that I am missing in this game that I'm supposed. He was regretting a lot,
Okay.
Because is what he did. It was very stupid. He need to control his emotion, and is unlike of Thomas Partey to see him doing those kind of things. It's very rare to see Thomas Partey doing that kind of pushing and things like that. But we saw him doing, I think emotion took better part of himself. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what they talk about. But I saw him pushing that guy and that one warranted him a yellow card. But now when you come to our own to PSG turf, we need to be very strong for ourselves. I know it will be wild there because you saw their supporter when they were in our turf.
Yeah.
So when we go there, I know it will be very tough for our guys. And I want Arsenal to go there knowing that if they won against Real Madrid in Bernabeu, there is nothing difficult. It's just normal game. It's a football game. It's 11v11. If they make sure that they will be all together there, if everybody put a shift on his position, they will conquer this one. The best part is Thomas Partey will be back there in that game. And somebody like Trossard, now you will look at the bench and you see there is maybe 2 or 3 people who you can bring to the team and to change the game.
Yeah.
But when we were playing against PSG, there was nobody on the bench.
Yeah, Sterling was there.
Okay, I'm repeating. There was nobody in the bench.
Okay. Okay, man. To the other side, big lot of class, man, for Liverpool winning it early, but unfortunately, there's no noise. There's no noise, man.
I don't
like,
know
what's
who
happening?
are the supporter of. I think they are only
We
in,
have two, but we cannot mention the name.
in Merseyside. I think they are only in Merseyside. I think apart from that, there is no any support of Liverpool.
We have two very
okay,
good.
personally, I know three.
Yeah, that's something like like on the pod, which I know like physically I know this. He or she is a Liverpool fan. I know of two of them who have so but the rest of them, man, it's the rest of the mandem. It's only Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United. I'm like, yo, what's happening? I wish it's so unfair for somebody like a Klopp. And I'll give Onslaught a very kind of a good. You remember while he was being introduced on the game, Klopp mentioned his name while he was leaving out, and then yesterday while they won, the only thing he said it was mentioning Klopp's name, which was a good part of the game. Seeing him giving it like it's up to it's because of you giving the chance. And
he gave him his flowers,
his
and
flowers.
I think he deserved it. Also, Klopp deserved it. I think Klopp was very, very clever. The way he approached this one, he didn't want to prove anything. You know, what he say, the team is set up. What am I going to change? I'm just there to handle and to take care of what it was, because it was already better.
Yeah. It's the competitor was much better than that. Yeah.
So he just wanted to caretake what the team was. Then also the injury favored. And I told you the other time, for a team not to have injury is not because the players are good. It's because the manager and the medicals and the physios, they have managed the players very well.
Okay.
If you look, somebody was telling me, Bukayo Saka has played, he's played like same amount of minutes like Mohamed Salah. But if you look at what Bukayo Saka does in the team, he attack and he defends. He's all over the field. But if you look what Salah does, he's only attacking.
Okay.
He doesn't have that burden, and even he said by himself that he's not required to go and defend. So you can find himself just there, and that is the reason why when they're taking a corner, when they throw the ball forward, who is there? Salah.
Yeah.
He's always there because he doesn't go and attack or defend, or he doesn't go and defend. He's not there. His job only is to attack. And if you do like, and if you check his age and everything, then you say, yeah, that is a good management.
Okay.
But if he's another manager, he will say you have to also defend. You have to fall back.
Yeah.
Because it will take a lot of his energy when he's falling back and going forward. Because as a winger, you have to run a lot, you know. So that's why you can see his management, Klopp management of the team, I think has been exceptional. That's why their injury has only been minimal, reduced to minimum.
Okay. I was thinking, I saw some, I don't know who dropped it on the side. He said Chelsea are facing point deductions to how they beat Manchester United to Eden Hazard. I didn't understand this thing.
Yeah. This one, it happened a long time ago.
Okay.
And the reason why it was like this is, I think the person who snitched about this one, it's not recent. It has been for a long time, this one. I think it was Manchester United. If you look well, there was this agent of Eden Hazard, okay?
Okay.
So when they wanted to sign Eden Hazard at Manchester United, this agent asked for a very crazy amount as an agent fee. And this agent fee was not being paid directly like in a normal channel. Okay. Like a back pay, you know? Okay. So according to this one, Manchester United refused to do that. Okay. That's why he went and be signed to Chelsea. So definitely, Chelsea did what?
They pay the money. Mm-hmm. Okay. I didn't notice it, so I was just like, I'll try to see it.
So even if Chelsea paid that money, it was not channeled through the legal procedure.
Okay.
So when they are coming to do their accountings, editing,
so
and PSR, FFP, it was not part of it.
Okay.
And the person who gave up, I think it was Manchester United. So they have been investigating about this one. Mark Q, that agent, I think he was caught in Dubai. Okay. For those kind of deals, and I think now he's in jail, something like that. I'm not sure. But I think he has been caught with those kind of things that about considering money. Okay. So about those things, Eden Hazard has been proven not guilty. He was not involved because for him
it was only the agent who was fully on the front side of it.
Yes. Okay. And if maybe they get Chelsea did that, and this is Roman Abramovich time. Okay. So if Chelsea did that,
Man, to bring more weight for them, yeah.
yeah, and during Roman Abramovich, he was very powerful that time.
Okay.
And if he was very powerful, some of these things could have not. If he's still there, some of these things could have not come out.
Okay.
But now he's not there. These things come out, but they are not going to affect club wise. Like the Chelsea football, the Chelsea company. So Todd Boehly will not incur those debts. So that's why, because it was having an advantage to the field.
Okay.
Because Eden Hazard went on and provide maybe, and they won the cups because of the dealings which were not legal. So since Todd Boehly has not been involved in this money, and the only thing that it's affected is his performance on the field. They had an advantage on the field. Now what will be done is point deduction. This is an independent or an external body which was coming with this kind of verdict suggestion. And still we are waiting to see what the Premier League they will do.
Okay. When I come to the Premier League, I don't know. When you check the fixtures and the top 5 position, because now if Manchester United or Spurs win, now we'll having 6 teams on the Champions League, which now brings more weight to the teams which are not yet confirmed, except Arsenal and Liverpool. The rest of the team, man, it's crazy. Have you seen how many points each team are fighting up to be on the top side of the Champions League?
I think the most is 2 points. Yeah. And we can see a team like Chelsea, a team like Man City,
Aston
Villa, Newcastle. Those teams, they are on the verge of, one of them will lose in case Manchester United or Tottenham, like definitely.
Okay.
Between one English team will win the Europa.
Okay.
So definitely one team will be
brought down
from this.
Yeah.
And I would like to see if Chelsea will be the best. If Manchester did this again to Chelsea, it will make my day. Because if you do it first time you did it was good, but if you do it twice,
man, it will be bad.
It will be bad, man.
So, because I was checking the comments on group, man. Everybody's a hate watcher. Everybody, nobody wants any team to win, and that's the good part of being a fan. You don't want any team to win, even though it's your English team, your support. It came from your home. But
it's very funny because Chelsea, they wanted Manchester United to lose, and they wanted also Tottenham to lose.
Okay.
So that they should not qualify.
Because when I check, I'll show you. Liverpool has 82 points. Arsenal 67. So those two, let's say it's already there. Those two is confirmed. Come to number 3, which is Newcastle. They have 62. Man City 61. Chelsea 60. Nottingham Forest 60. Aston Villa 57. Those 7 teams minus 2, so the 5 teams, they have to fight for 2 spots. Now 3 teams have to be relegated. So it's either Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, and Chelsea. 3 of them needs to go. And I don't know which team. You're not sure which team, because all of them, it's only 1 point.
Yeah, the funniest part is Chelsea were, we usually say they were kaza, walikuwa kikaza. For 3 teams. They wanted Nottingham Forest to lose against Brentford.
They
wanted Chelsea, the Man United to lose, and they wanted Tottenham to lose. Aye. How powerful can you be?
Unaekelea multibet.
That's multibet, man, and it cannot go your way. Or but now I think they have an advantage, and I'm also happy when Nottingham Forest didn't qualify, didn't win that game.
Okay.
So that it will be confirmed that Chelsea are just hanging there, thinking that
have you checked the fixtures which Chelsea have to play next? Have you checked the matches? They have Liverpool this weekend. Mm-hmm. They have Newcastle. They have Manchester United, and they have Nottingham Forest. Yo, man, are you think these are? Do you see any hope there?
There is no hope. There is no hope for Chelsea to qualify for the Champions League.
Okay.
They are just hanging on there, and I think this one. I think it will bring the ecstasy. We want to see which team will qualify, because now the league has gone.
Okay.
There is no even title race right now. We are waiting now for those teams which will qualify for the Champions League, and adding on the Manchester and Tottenham being there. Now it will be very fun, because it's very, very bad for a team which is in number 16 there and 17 qualify for Champions League.
That's what guys have said. Guys are saying this thing should be stripped off the.
They need to reconsider that.
Yeah, how comes? Because I was having a chat with somebody who was like, you know what? You as a Manchester United, you guys, you need to be studied. I was like, why? How can you be number 16 and playing the Champions League, or Spurs be number 16 and playing the Champions League, where there's a team which was performing better the whole season, only not to be because you guys won the Europa League. I'm like, that's rules.
And
It has been there for the whole time.
The funniest part is either Manchester United and Manchester United and Tottenham, if either of these teams win this cup, they are going to play
The Super Cup
the
again.
Super Cup.
Yeah.
So
Number 16.
that team can win 2 cups at number 16 and it's a European trophy. While Arsenal there, they lose, they become trophyless.
It will be bad, man.
3rd season, 2nd consecutive. I think it will be so bad.
Yeah.
And I told you from the start of this season, if this season we will not take any cup, is a failure.
I was also on that. I was talking with one also good fan for the pod and also an Arsenal fan. He was saying, the problem with Arteta, he buys what you guys don't need. Because he was
I don't see that is the problem.
Because he's saying you guys why you buy Merino and you had Partey? Why you buy Kai Havertz when you needed, like, the problem with Arsenal, you don't buy the person which you need to the team. It's what, like, he was like, for you to win a cup, you guys need to go and buy like the spots which you need.
I can defend Arteta in that position. Buying Merino was the best choice, not because he's playing as a striker, no, because we have seen how inconsistent Partey was with his injury. So we needed somebody to be there at the midfield. Jorginho, we saw that he cannot be that much consistent on that because there is some game which favors Jorginho. There are some games which you cannot even put Jorginho in that game. Like a Real Madrid game, you cannot put Jorginho there.
Okay.
So them going out there and buying somebody like Merino, it was a cover up for Thomas Partey. And since they see Merino is playing very different to Thomas Partey now, and Thomas Partey maintained his fit the whole season, so it was best for them because when Thomas Partey's fit is a maestro there in the midfield. It's not that he was not performing very well, but his fitness was questionable. Now we've seen Thomas Partey has been solid in that midfield, and Merino has not been that Merino in the midfield the way we expected Merino to play. Because when they buying Merino, they were buying Merino as a cover-up for Xhaka.
Okay.
And Declan Rice was the one who was supposed to play as a holding midfielder. So far, we have seen Declan Rice playing as a box-to-box midfielder better than he is playing as a holding midfielder. So when Declan Rice is playing as a attacking midfielder, then Merino as a holding midfielder, that play, you see the gap or the hole which is being made there in the absence of Thomas Partey. And that's why you see a team like PSG was just maneuvering in that midfield like there was nobody there.
Okay.
This is what they want to change, and that's why they are going for somebody like Zubimendi.
Okay.
The best part is they are signing a contract for Thomas Partey. I am happy to see that because he has maintained his fitness. Because that was the only question the big issue which was there. It's better they give him for 1 year or maybe for 1 year and maybe an obligation to extend. That one will be fine. Or they give him 2 years contract. I'll be happy to see that.
Okay.
Because he's not a finished item. He's still there and he can provide more. And if we need to win this cup, we need to have a depth in our
squad, in
our bench.
Okay.
Because last time in the PSG, you are looking at the bench like this. The only person you see is Ethan Moneri.
Yeah. Also, okay, now to other team on you said about being solid on the team. What's happened to the cold Palmer, man? He has been cold for more than 100 days plus in the Chelsea kind of team. But it was good to see back somebody like Nicholas Jackson coming back. He scored on the weekend and also yesterday while we played the game, he was scored also. So it's a good part. Maybe also it will bring that the momentum for them now, maybe to the games moving forward. I think maybe with that, because Jackson was out of an injury also pass. So I think that's one of the reasons why maybe we didn't see the this guy Cole Palmer, which we know Cole Palmer. Sometimes form is not permanent. That's what many guys say also.
Yeah. We are finishing with winter, so we are going to summer.
Okay.
So it's not chilly.
It's on the spring season, yeah?
Yes. So as we are trending to summer, I think Cole Palmer form has deepened. Okay. He has not been performing the way we used to see Cole Palmer.
So you mean he performs better in the winters?
Yeah, and also, we can say that form is temporary,
okay,
but class is permanent. His class is still there.
Okay.
Even though right now it's not performing very well, but we know the height that Cole Palmer can reach. He was having a good season last season, but this season, you remember when we started the pod, or before we started the pod, I told you very well, without the penalties, we'll not see the Palmer that we were seeing.
Okay.
But somebody like Mike, he was not arguing like, oh, blah, 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 and so on and so forth.
But also, wait, on that, without the penalty, man, many guys said Bruno was good because of the penalties. Man, this season he has been the better part. His goal contribution has been so good. Goal assist and contribution as a midfielder has been so good. Yet there was no much penalties last season, which is for me as you
Even
said,
last season you didn't have so much penalty.
there was a time where Bruno scored many penalties.
Yeah, that was this Cristiano Ronaldo time.
Yeah, that's what guys were said. Oh, Bruno is good because he scores many penalties. But now he's doing the best part without the penalties. The penalties are there, but it's not like he's doing only the penalties. And now that's the thing also with Cole Palmer, where if they're not getting the penalties, man, it's like Palmer on an open spot. It's becoming hard for him to.
No, it's not even about the penalties. Honestly speaking, Palmer has not been there because last season, apart from him scoring penalties, he was also scoring the open goals and giving assists.
Okay,
you knew if anything good will happen to Chelsea, Palmer must be involved in that thing.
Okay,
either they will get a penalty through Palmer, maybe get fall down, or maybe Palmer give an assist, or he take a corner or a free kick. Palmer was involved absolutely everything in that game. And even the resurgence of Pochettino at the end of the season, it was due to Palmer contribution to the team. You remember it reached a time whereby the whole team was not playing anything apart from Palmer.
Okay.
And even we started to say that this Chelsea is Palmer.
Okay.
Like it's been controlled by Palmer. Even Pochettino was saying, no, we cannot call this Palmer FC. It's only that it's happening and it's contributed. Yes, that's what we want from our players. Yes, he's doing a lot than others, but that's what is demanded from him, you know?
Okay.
This time round, we have seen Chelsea also, they are performing very well. They're not that much bad the way we are just keeping it. They are very good. It's a growing team. We have seen so many players evolving, irrespective of how Palmer is performing, but we have seen some players doing very well. The likes of Pedro Neto, the likes of Noni Madueke, he has been phenomenal sometimes, even though sometimes he disappear. We have seen these things coming up, and Sancho also before he started disappearing, but he has been very good full season. The only time we are judging most of these players by the goal contribution they are putting in the team, and I think it's not fair sometimes because they can be playing play very well in the team and contribute a lot, even though it cannot be seen at the end product, but their contribution is visible.
Okay, let's give a round of applause also for somebody like a Yamil Yamal. Oh, those kids in the Barca team, man. Him being 17 years old and what he's doing in that team, man, it's mad to see him doing that. And then I saw the family say, they were like, don't he's like the role model to the kids of where he comes from. So on his hood, they don't want that energy that comes with you guys saying, oh, he's playing like Messi, oh, he's playing like Neymar, oh, he wants to be like this guy or that guy. For them, they're like, you know what? Let him be him, so he can be also like those big guys on the league, where also the guys on the hood, they'll be like, you know what? We had Lamil who came from here and he's doing better to that. I think looking it on that angle, I think it brings less pressure as compared to him. Many guys, the way they try to compare him with the big names who have been there before.
They cannot avoid that. It will still happen because for you to be compared with the likes of Neymar and Messi, I think is commendable. I think you have done a lot. I think you have reached to that level. Right now, we're still arguing if Bukayo Saka is world class. We're still arguing if Mo Salah is world class. We're still arguing if a player like Phil Foden is world class. But can you argue if Lamine Yamal is world class or not?
Hey, after what he did?
You cannot argue.
Nah.
You will just say Yamal is world class, and you will be compared with the world class players.
Okay.
The fact that they are saying they are comparing him with Messi and Neymar and so forth is not a bad thing. This one will happen. Whatever position you are, you will be compared with the person you maybe succeeded, or maybe the person who was there before.
Okay.
So this one will still happen, and people don't mean bad when they're saying maybe he's the next Neymar. They don't mean the style of play. They mean the person who is carrying a team.
Okay.
Because Neymar was there, but this guy called Messi was there. There were players who are being looked for. You know, if Messi is not in that team, then you don't have that much hope. But now, if Yamal is not in that, and you look check of the Barcelona games, those games that Yamal missed, most of them they lose.
Okay.
But most of the games that Yamal has, he has either contributed a goal or scored.
Okay.
And for the family just to come up and say this one, that's how they feel, I know.
Okay.
but I don't think it's a bad thing.
Okay.
He's a role model for people comparing him with Messi, because for him also Messi was his role model,
Okay.
or another player was his role model. So people will not say, my role model is Messi because I'm looking to Yamal. They will still check Yamal as a role model to them.
Yeah, okay. Man, to the Fantasy Premier League. A very blanky game week where big teams are playing. But fortunately, the guys who had the extra cards on their pockets, the wild card, the free hitters, the bench boosters, the triple captain. It was a good game, but for an average point, it was 47, where some of us punked more than that, like double of that, and others were below the range. So how did your team? What was your points, and how did your team perform? Let's start from there.
I think so far my points is I left it was 67 before that game they played.
Okay.
And I already played a triple captain cheap. I don't think it paid me a lot. It was 18, Isaac.
Okay.
I think he's better than right now I see 69 points. So I can say I think I did very good.
Okay.
Having 69, the likes of Cunha, Isaac, Aitnouri, they are players who gave me those kind of many points. So
okay.
I expected less than that when the game was starting, but when the game was just proceeding, then I saw I'm accumulating points that I think I really needed.
Okay, for me, man, I had 71 points on that kind of game week. Where, man, I feel so bad. Do you know how many points are being on my bench?
Yeah, this is the time you're supposed to play at bench boost.
And yo, man. So my team had somebody like Calero on my team. Sessinon gave me 11 points. Otnuri gave me 11 points. Belankovic giving me 1. Mboemo giving me 2. Salah 8. Clivert 2. Palmer 3. Captain Iwobi gave me 10 points. I had somebody like an Isak who gave me 6 points. And have somebody like Kuna who gave me 15 points. My bench had Sels who gave me 1. Wisa who gave me 7. Kukurela who gave me 6. And Dan Ban gave me 13. I was like, what the hell? I don't know, man. It was 71 points, and I had 13 plus 13 plus 13. Have 26 points at the bench. That was 100 points and above, yo.
I think you misread. If this is the time you could have played the bench boost, but you played a free hit.
I play a free hit, yeah.
Yeah. I think still it could not work.
Okay. When I check your team, man, you have 50 points and you played a wild card. So you had Sels as your team, Otnuri with 11, Belankovic 1, Vandal 2, Mboemo 2, Barnes 3, you captain Murphy with 12, and then you had Salah with 8, Raul with 1, Wisa with 7, and Wood with 2 points. How are you feeling about that team, man?
I think the team is performing relatively well considering that generally the performance in the last game week, in my view, unless otherwise stated by those of you who had the chance to analyze all the matches, I believe generally the performance was not so bad for me, considering how matches were played.
Okay.
And I believe the changes I made in terms of using my chip, for me, it was a redeeming act.
Okay.
It was a redeeming act, given that had I not used that wild card and I instead elected to use the same players whom I had transferred with the wild card, then I would have earned those mediocre points I have been getting in the past few matches.
Okay, nice. So, Malak Josh, when I check the kind of fixtures, Wolves for the last 5 game weeks, man, they have won back-to-back 5 game weeks in a row. Do you think now moving forward, there are those kind of assets that is a must-have in that Wolves team? Because for you have been the advocate of Aitnouri from the town. And then this week I listened to you. I brought in the team. He gave me 11 points. So I think that's one of the persons I'm eyeing to now bring in on the team instead of the free hitter kind of on my team.
I think Aitnouri, I saw when even before the manager who was there, he usually used first time. Who was there before? What was the name?
No.
Before no.
I forget the name, man.
There was another manager, but he was playing as with a back 4.
Okay.
So recently they were playing with a back three, and then Nouri has been played as a wing back.
Wing back, yeah.
So him playing as a wing back, it gave him a sign because this player, this manager, I think he noticed that Nouri is very good going forward. So the best thing to do is to be able to accommodate him as a wing back. Then it will be easier for him to play with back five. So even when he's in front, there is a player who can cover his position. So when he's coming as an attacker, or maybe the person who is giving crosses, or maybe somebody who is just linking up the play, I think he plays very good and is assisting that team so much. Because recently, most of the goals or most of the assists or the goal contribution which has been there, it's phenomenal coming from a wingback.
Okay.
And we have seen Ntunuri since the start of this season has been doing this in and out. Even though his defensive output has been very low, but his attacking output has been so high. I think he's balancing the sheet, and I can say that Ntunuri as an asset, I think, is phenomenal to have. And another person from Wolves, I think, is Cunha.
Okay.
We have been missing him because of the five matches ban that he got. But right now, I think when he came back, he came and started giving us those points that we have been missing.
Okay.
Because we didn't have somebody to put on that attacking forward in the absence of Wood, the absence of Haaland. But now Wood has come back. The other game he didn't score, but you see Cunha gave us 15 points.
Yeah.
So going forward, we see Cunha must have in your team. And Ntunuri also, we're supposed to try our best to have him, because first of all, he's also very cheap compared to the likes of Vardiol.
He's
Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba. He's coming very cheap.
Yeah, okay, man. Also, man, I was checking this out. I was like, who to go with? Because Last Transcend also, he's a bit cheaper, and he's playing and he's getting the goals. Cunha, he's a bit expensive, but also confirmed. If he's playing, either assisting or scoring the goals, he's there. So what's that cutting edge for you that, I may go with double of them, or I may go with one of them? What's that cutting edge?
I think even going with double of them, I think is okay, because who are those even striker who are giving you that most point, apart from like the likes of Witsa?
No, very few.
So there are very few. Isaac there is there, but if you want to go, because you're supposed to have 3 strikers, Joao Pedro, you see, if he play one game, the other game he gets a red card.
Okay.
I don't know what is happening with him, but I think so far he has got 2 red cards in this season.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad.
Okay.
And also on top of that, he's also getting some injuries.
Okay.
So we don't want to have those kind of players, because they are liability to our teams.
Okay. So for this week, I don't know. It's kind of piled a week, and then keeping in mind also there's a back-to-back for you game. Like if you want to invest in the Arsenal kind of team, Brayo, I don't know what's happened. What is the angle or the view you'll go in, or what's your mentality when you want to go to that Arsenal team? Because they have a must-win game on Wednesday, I mean. So if you want to invest on the Arsenal assets, do you think, because I've seen this trend online, many guys are moving away from Saka and going to somebody like Mbeumo to cover up that or another asset out there instead of having the Arsenal assets on their team?
I agree. Avoid investing on Arsenal players as plague. Avoid it like plague, because this is a team that is facing a must-win fixture, like you have correctly said, on Wednesday. And therefore, investing on a star player in Arsenal like Saka or any of the forward options may be a gamble, because these are players who will not certainly clock 60 minutes on the pitch. I am certain that the selection of the squad, which will feature in this week's match day, will take into account the fixture next week, and the coach is also careful to ensure that all players that are needed in next week's fixture are available. So to also manage possibilities of injuries and to ensure that the players are in good shape, he might find it prudent not to give them more than 60 minutes, and that would not be good for an FPL manager. So if you must take a player from Arsenal, that might as well be a goalkeeper or any of the 4 mainstay defenders,
Okay.
and who may not give you any serious points. And therefore I would also go with the option of finding an alternative player from an equally alternative strong team.
Okay, nice. I don't know, Joshua. When I check your team, cause it's kind of, I was that one guy who was like, you know what? After what seen Arteta is doing, he has given Merino this free role as a striker, and then that game in which I had him, it was the game in which he was not played. Now, do you think now, because of that also, the point where we have said it's a must-win game against PSG, do you think maybe he may rest him and now play him, because Partey will be back, maybe he may rest him, or now this week will maybe free him up and give him the free role, which he does better as a striker than as a midfielder for this game against Bournemouth?
I don't think. I think the best way to go with this game, if you want to select an Arsenal player, I think it's better you go with Trossard.
Okay.
Trossard has been phenomenal these 3 games. He has been played in the Premier League. He has been giving maybe 12 to maybe double-digit points. And I see, since Merino maybe will be played in the up top in the PSG game, definitely Trossard will start as a striker or as a winger in the Bournemouth game.
Okay.
So whichever place he will start, whichever place it will be, I think Trossard will have to start.
Okay.
Because maybe he will not start in the PSG game.
Okay.
He will come as a sub of a striker or maybe Martinelli or something like that. So the only person that I can see is probably to start in this Bournemouth game. And the one who we have seen is on form in the Premier League, I think is Trossard. And I think it's not that much expensive. So that is a person, in case you want to go with the Arsenal player, that one you can select.
Okay. Other side, it's this game. It's a game which I'm very like kinda I'm stuck between two sides, because we have Man City in this side, which they are doing much as possible to be on the top 5. Yeah, and then you have Wolves here on the other end, which they have been winning 5 goals in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this both teams, they're fighting to do something, and one team is on good form, one team is fighting for nothing, for something. One team is fighting for nothing because Wolves, they're not fighting to any position in the European League.
Sure.
Yeah. So
and they are safe from relegation.
Yeah. So is it wise to invest?
So are you saying that Wolves are not fighting?
No, they have nothing.
They
to
have
lose.
nothing to lose.
They have nothing to lose.
Then they have nothing to fight for.
No.
In other words, they are simply not fighting.
Man, wait a minute.
You cannot fight for nothing.
No, wait. I'll
like they don't have pressure now.
have you seen what team like Leicester, Ipswich, and Southampton they're doing to these big teams? They have nothing to lose. When they come to play against you guys, they're thrashing you, getting you guys injured, getting you cuts. It's like they don't care that much. They don't have any weight on their shoulders. So I'm like, when Wolves come to play this game, they know they don't have to wait. They don't have to win it. And the maximum, the only thing they can do is create more harm to Man City than nothing else, So for me, I'm like, which ways should I go? Well, Man City, because also them, the last 2 game weeks, they've won all of them. The last 3 game weeks, they've won all of them because they want to be on that spot. But also Wolves, they are like, okay, we have been on of a very nice form. We can continue with this form, and now why kill the momentum? And we're playing a good team, so why kill the momentum? What's your thoughts? I go to the Man City assets because I already have them, the likes of Gavidal and the likes of Mamouche. But still, I want to have Kuna and somebody like maybe Lansen and maybe Out Nouri. What's the cutting edge between investing in either Man City or Wolves on this game week?
I think what you have said is Wolves, they have nothing to lose, yes. But this is a new coach. He wants to prove something to the owners that we have to win games. And if you have to prove something that I am the right person for the game, then I have to win against a team like Manchester United. So Manchester City.
Yeah.
So maybe players may not have that pressure, but the coach should have that pressure to win against a big team like Manchester United. You remember last time they win against Manchester City. Last time they win against Manchester City, and the likes of Cunha, the likes of Hichan were the players who scored against that game. And I think it was very, very okay. And for them, they fancy that win because that is the time Man City was Man City. Like they were juggernauts of football. Right now, we can't see that. And it's a very good opportunity for Wolves to beat Man City. And they can do it. Very simple.
Okay.
Because Man City, they are coming with pressure. Wolves, they are not.
Okay.
And this is the time we see that maybe the manager, apart from the way other managers, when they are coming against a big team like Man City, they are trying to adapt a pragmatic way. But this guy is coming all full force and he's trying to score goals to teams. Okay. And this one is, I see they might win this game.
Okay, Brayo, what's your thoughts?
Yes, I have a contrary view. I think going by the past 5 matches that City have played, City have won some matches which were otherwise difficult. Winning against a team like Everton by a scoreline of, was it 2-0 or 2-1?
Yeah,
is something to not wish away. I think City, much as they have had a difficult season from the period of around November, they are starting to come back. And this is a team that will for nothing oversee a season when they are not able to qualify for the Champions League. And that is currently the target for the team. Initially, it was to win the title. And since that is no longer the case, given that the title has since been handed over to Anfield, Man City is a team that still wants to retain its usual name, that big name as a as a giant in Europe, and that can only happen if they succeed in playing the Champions League next season. And one of the statements they are going to send is by ensuring that today they deliver.
Okay.
I am expecting a City win because also I have not seen them conceding. The last match they played against Crystal Palace in the FA Cup, they won without conceding, and I expect them to continue with the same trend because this is a team that is undergoing what I would call renaissance. They are rediscovering their past,
Okay.
and that is a team that you can't stop.
Okay.
So I am expecting Wolves to have a difficult match, and I am giving it to City. So City will win
Okay.
by more than 2 goals.
Okay. Nice. I don't know. Have you watched this game where Newcastle has been playing good? They're getting the goals, but now also Brighton. Man, I watched the game against West Ham. Man, it was those goals which are cutting edge goals, which it's like West Ham was already there. They had already win the game, but man, Mitoma, Ayari. This other game. This other guy. What's the name? I forget the name, man. How they come and
Baleba.
Do you mean Brighton?
Yeah, the Brighton squad. Yeah.
Baleba and Mitoma.
Yeah, those guys, when they come to that team, it's like they have something, I don't know, because now this week they're playing against the boss Newcastle. They want to perform to be on the top. Already have the Carabao silverware, but also going to the Champions League also is another advantage. Because remember the other time they were, but again, while they reached that stage, it's like they were not ready for that. It went south for them. Now seeing it's near our face, we can have it. Do you think now going to this game we're gonna see a very different game? Because both of them, Nottingham Forest, Brighton, they're trying to be good, but also Newcastle, they're trying to face up to be on the Europa League, European competition also.
I think this is the next stage for Newcastle. They have won a cup, and they qualify for the Champions League next time. But the other season, they didn't even qualify for any European League.
Okay.
So the next stage for them is to qualify for European League, and this one, if it's not a Europa, then they will be eyeing for the Champions League. Right now, I think they are in a good position. The likes of Isaac, those are world-class player, which we can expect them to shine in the big stages like Champions League. The likes of Tonari, the likes of what is the name of this midfielder?
Murphy.
Not Murphy, the other one. Gordon.
Yeah.
And this from Brazil.
Bruno Guimaraes.
Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, Bruno Guimaraes. So those are the players which we expect them to see then in the big stage like the Champions League.
Okay, so
if we see them,
yeah.
I think it will bring another hype in the Premier League that we are a big team and we want to remain there in the coming.
So is it wise for you to invest on those assets this game? Because Brighton is not an easy team also.
Yeah, I think we've seen with the West Ham, like Brighton, you can concede goals.
Okay.
So a team that can concede goals is okay because this team, they will attack a lot.
Okay.
And Newcastle, if you attack them, they have players who can run.
Okay.
I think this time somebody like Anthony Gordon will start.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I think because they have not been very well in the other 2 games they finished.
Yeah.
But this time I think Anthony Gordon may start.
Okay.
And also somebody like Jacob Murphy, you have seen how phenomenal he has been this season. So Tonari in the midfield and Guimaraes there, I think has been something which came because we thought maybe Gordon being absent in that team, then they will go down. But we have seen Tonari doing the job and he's doing that perfectly. So we're expecting that energy to come and I'm expecting them to win against Brighton comfortably because Brighton are a very attacking team and they are conceding goals.
Okay.
That is the point.
So in the midfield, do you think if you have Jacob Murphy, it's a good way to go? Mbeumo, Isak, Bowen, do you think there's somebody and Salah? Is it possible now to be? But because guys are raising this issue, it's where like, you know what, we have been given Salah for a very kind of a long stretch, but he's not giving us the points since he got his contract. He hasn't given us the points which Salah gives. It's like, is it wise also maybe now move out from Salah and bring somebody else, or maybe stick to that guys that you have seen they are giving each points game out?
We have to stick with Salah because Salah will be there. Right now, they don't have much pressure. So it means that they will have to score the goals that he's supposed to score because they have already win it. Now they just want to prove that they are better team. And since they have added the contract to him, I think is a very good time to have somebody like Salah.
Okay.
I'm not sure they are going to rest him because there is no any match he's playing.
Yeah.
So having him there in the team, I think is good for his fitness.
Okay.
Even though maybe they might not be needing him to finish the game, but they will have to, for his own self-satisfaction, maybe golden boot and so forth. I think he will have to, and he will demand to play more and more because he individually he's eyeing for some maybe records to break.
Yeah, for him. Yeah,
yes,
personally.
yes. So we want him to be there, and I want him also to be there because even though he's not giving us the double-digit haul we expect him to give, but he doesn't miss.
Okay.
He give us points anyway.
Okay, Brayo, when you come to the forward, we have the likes of Kona, Isak, and maybe Wissa, where guys are those are the first names which goes, but also the guys are going with the likes of like Stransand, Mateta, also on that wing. Do you think it's a wise idea maybe, or change to somebody else? What's your up close on that kind of front side if you want to invest on these FPL assets?
I would pick Isak and Wissa, considering the opposition they are facing. Brighton, like Joshua said, and I agree with him totally, is not a difficult team to beat. And if you are using West Ham as a reference point to gauge the quality of Brighton, then you are having it wrong, because West Ham itself is a team that has turned into a punching bag. Everybody beats West Ham. Every team beats West Ham, or it's a team that can easily lose and they can struggle to win. So I wouldn't consider it a standard reference point when I want to gauge the standard of a team. Having said that, I would also not agree with the suggestion that Salah will be a good pick for this game week. Having won the Premier League, it is safe to assume that a team will always tend to relax. They will perform not for anything, but to just conclude the fixtures that are left for them. Otherwise, given that the opposition they are facing this game week is Brentford, and Brentford is not an easy...
Liverpool, they're going to play against Chelsea this week.
Oh, they are playing Chelsea. Oh, and we have... Oh, okay, fine. So in terms of the question you asked me, I would be slow in picking Cunha. Okay, Cunha, I'll be slow in picking Cunha because they are facing City, and City is increasingly towards the... in this tail end of the season, proving a difficult team to score.
Okay.
But still, you can have him because Cunha is also a good player. It could be that City have not conceded for the few matches that have gone because they have faced a team that doesn't have a world-class striker, which Cunha is.
Okay.
So it is a 50-50 game of probability for me. You might opt to have him, you might decide against it, but he is certainly a good player. That goes without saying. But if you are to ask me, I will definitely go for Isak and Wissa for striker.
Okay, nice. When you come to the game on the weekends, man, I don't know. It's kinda hard one, man. Because when I check the fixtures, like whoever said, Chelsea they do have to play again. Oh no, this week fixtures. Okay, Man City they do play against Wolves, where Aston Villa play against Fulham, Everton, Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton, Arsenal versus Bournemouth, Brentford versus Man City, Brighton against Newcastle, West Ham against Spurs, Chelsea against Liverpool, and Crystal Palace against Nottingham Forest. When you check this kind of a fixtures, what's your to go to Captain Brayo?
My to go to captain will be Isak. Isak is playing against Brighton, right?
Yes.
Yes, I will definitely go with Isak for captain.
Okay.
For the simple reason that this is Newcastle. They have brushed aside teams with relative ease. And Brighton is also a team that easily concedes, and that would be a perfect opportunity. It will unlock the room for Isaac to once again show what he can do, as he has always done in the pitch.
Okay, Joshua.
I think I will go with Salah against Chelsea
Okay.
because it's Chelsea.
Yeah, you got me there. You got me there, man. That's my captain, man.
yeah.
If I had a triple captain, I could have used it that time. Yeah.
Because it's the fact that it's Chelsea. So Salah was in Chelsea, so you want to just ban that school, you know.
Okay.
So I'm expecting Salah to perform very well.
Okay.
And we have seen they have the capability to do so, even though they might draw this game. But I know Salah will be so much involved in this game.
Okay, nice. For the prediction, Man City against the Wolves. Brayo, what's your cutoff point? How many? What's your prediction?
City will win by a margin of at least 2 goals.
Okay, Aston Villa.
Margin. It can be 4-2, it can be 2-0, but it will be a margin of 2 goals.
Okay, Aston Villa, Fulham, Joshua.
This one, Aston Villa.
Okay.
Yes.
But I think Fulham may.
That's why they are there in the Premier League. Any team may win.
Okay. Everton against Ipswich, man. This one I'm giving it easily to Everton or a draw. For me, that's I think a draw or a win for Everton. And then Leicester against Southampton, Brayo.
They will draw.
Okay.
A battle of relegation.
Yes.
Arsenal against Bournemouth. All of you can go. You can go on.
Brayo, how many goals do you think?
Yeah, it's a matter of goals, not a matter of who will win.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
It is by what number of goals. So Arsenal minimum 3-0.
I'll chop this part and keep it.
Arsenal will win, and we will win 4-0 this game.
Okay, for you 4, the other one 3. Okay, nice. Manchester United against Brentford. Guys, every time I say we don't have a chance to win it, so I'm sticking with that jinx. So if you win, well and good, but a draw is good enough for.
No, against Brentford, definitely this game. Last game I told you that you might win. True.
Yeah.
Even this week, same.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. For the last 2 weeks, I've said if you win, the maximum you can get is a draw. So I'm still going with that. The maximum you can get in this game
this one you will lose.
is a draw. So I'm still. But we saw Harrydinno on the weekend, and Ahmad was back on the game. So maybe we may have a chance to do it on this week. Okay, Brighton against Newcastle. Brayo.
Newcastle will win.
Okay, how many goals?
Newcastle will win by more than 2 goals.
Okay.
Isaac, give it to Isaac. He will score even a hat-trick. Don't be surprised.
Okay, London. West Ham against Spurs.
The game that you think Spurs might win is the game that they may lose. So West Ham will win.
Man, they win yesterday, man. Spurs won yesterday, which win.
This Bodo Glimt, my friend.
Okay.
This Bodo Glimt. This you don't look at the champion. This one they are not same caliber with the with the EPL.
Okay.
So if you're comparing Bodo Glimt and Spurs are far away from Bodo Glimt. Okay.
Okay. Chelsea against Liverpool. I think all of us can say together it's a win for Liverpool. Nobody is arguing.
What about you, Brayo? Because you're saying maybe they might relax.
No, they might relax, but Chelsea surely. I don't know what normally gets in the minds of Chelsea players whenever they play Liverpool.
Yeah.
For some reasons, they find it very difficult. So I agree with those who believe that Liverpool will win. Of course, Liverpool will win. It's not a matter of belief. But Salah is not going to perform.
Okay, so as for many of that opinion that Chelsea will lose, say nay. The eyes have it. Crystal Palace against Nottingham Forest. Joshua, winning of the weekend.
Crystal Palace, I think Nottingham Forest has been having it rough.
Crystal Palace, same.
Yeah, and Crystal Palace, they drew against us.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they've been beaten a couple of games, man.
Yeah, I think they were looking forward for this semi-final,
Okay,
FA.
yeah.
I think that one is the one which takes some of their focus from the games,
Mm-hmm.
So when they meet against us, then they were told like, please, I know you are looking forward to see this game, but you have also must concentrate on the Premier League games.
But also Nottingham Forest, they were being removed by Man City on the FA game also. So both of them, they are coming from a bad place. Both teams.
That's why I'm saying, Newcastle and Nottingham Forest. Newcastle, they were in a bad place, but now rediscover themselves.
Okay.
And Nottingham Forest also, they were in very good form. Then they started to beaten when Aina was down and
Yeah.
Wood was not there. But now, Aina is there
Aina's back, yeah.
and Wood is there. So you're expecting this one to be a very great battle,
Okay,
So what I can say, this game might end up in a draw.
okay,
I don't see any team winning.
okay.
It might be even 0-0.
Joshua, Brayo, maybe any different opinion?
That's a game between Nottingham and
Crystal Palace.
which team? Crystal Palace. I think a draw will suffice.
Okay,
These are teams that have. I think Crystal. Earlier, when I was making my comment about Man City's renaissance, I made reference to their win against Crystal Palace, which is actually not accurate. They won against Nottingham Forest.
okay.
So I think that should be corrected. They won against Nottingham Forest, and Crystal Palace beat Aston Villa. Now I don't know how Nottingham Forest performed against Brentford. If any of you can enlighten me on how it went yesterday.
They were beaten
Just
two.
a night.
They were beaten two.
They were beaten 2 by Brentford.
Then they will be beaten by Crystal Palace.
Okay, that's
So ni
it.
kichapo baada ya nyingine.
Back-to-back beating, whipping.
Yeah,
Okay.
Crystal Palace will win
Okay,
by at least 1 goal.
okay. I see where end of, man, because you guys are the one losing. Brayo, what's your thoughts on the as we finish up on your game on Wednesday? You against PSG. What's expected prediction on your side?
It will definitely be a difficult game, considering that we are playing away in France. But also, in recent times, Arsenal has proven to be a team that is a force also in Europe that can win matches in any stadium. PSG is a team we beat in the group stages, although it can be argued that since then a lot has changed, which is true. They beat us in Emirates. We had a bad day in office. I don't know what Odegaard was doing in that midfield. I hope he improves in the next game. So I believe, much as it's going to be a difficult game, and if we manage to beat European champions themselves, Real Madrid, I don't expect it to really be extremely difficult for us to pull a surprise in Parc des Princes. But like I said, it's going to be a difficult match. PSG has improved a lot this season. They have beaten 2 English teams so far, that being Aston Villa and Liverpool. And I really wouldn't be quick to say that Arsenal is going to be any different. They may win against us, but surely I will say that Arsenal have every reason to win that match on Wednesday. So I'll give it to Arsenal.
Okay, Joshua, until the interval is back, what's your last thoughts on that?
That game, we see those kind of goals that we have been watching in the World Cup,
Yeah.
And it was very entertaining towards those kind of games because it was goals after the goals after goals. Because we usually say Inter Milan has a very they have this pragmatic system they are using. Is very hard to break them, And you see when we playing against Inter Milan, they score against us 1-0. After they score that game, we were not able to crack them up. And I thought maybe when they are meeting against Barcelona, they will do the same. But I think a player like Yamal, I think, is very slime. So you cannot even touch him. He just passed through you.
Okay.
And he scored those kind of goals and give those kind of assists. And we have seen that the game was alive. And we can say it was both teams performed.
Okay.
And the first goal from Thuram, man.
Yeah, nice one.
I stand up and walk and look at what was that? I think he was trying to copy Merino, but Merino didn't score. He assisted.
Okay. So, man, guys, just
who would you want to play in the finals?
I want Arsenal versus Barcelona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Because you guys haven't surpassed the semi-finals. That's the highest you've reached here.
No, we went to a final with
we have
Barcelona,
reached one final in 2006.
Okay.
And they stole for us.
It was Barcelona, so you still want the Barcelona.
Yeah, we want to revenge, man.
Okay. Nice, man.
And Barcelona are friendly because when we beat Madrid, even during Madrid game, this El Clasico, they went with Arsenal flag there. So we want to see that.
Yeah, very nice. I've been watching. Sometimes I follow on YouTube, and they've really been nice, especially when my premium device sometimes refuse to join the live commentary. I follow on not commentary, live watch party.
Yeah.
I do follow it on YouTube. It's really interesting. I invite everybody to try that with the next in the next live stream.
Okay, so
You'll enjoy.
yeah, let's you need to talk funny. When you tell somebody a story before it happens. I forget that.
Yeah,
name.
cha nayo.
Yeah. So what just on Sunday, Liverpool against Chelsea. You know what will happen. So keep you locked. 6:30 we'll be live on that. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Also, if the energy allows us,
He want to say spoiler alert.
spoiler alert. That's the one. So be on the lookout. Sunday, 6:30, it will be Chelsea against Liverpool. We need to see that God of Honor happening it live to the Chelsea team. And then on Tuesday, watching it out, PSG, Barca or Inter, I don't know what will happen. So we'll be there. And then Wednesday, hate watchers, all of us Avengers arrange and converge. The hate watchers, we know ourselves.
We'll disappoint, man. We'll disappoint you guys, well.
So it's been nice, man. Man like Brayo jumping in, man. Nice to have you as always. And then
You know,
survive, man.
I will want to
Nice
see
to be here,
that
man.
Yeah.
we do the remontada.
We are always on with the camera, so it will be seen.
We do
It will
the
be captured.
remontada on PSG.
Okay.
Then when you go there, Athletic do the remontada on you.
Okay. We'll see, man.
It will be so fun, man.
Okay, man.
I want to see that.
But 4 goals, man.
Where
4 goals is much.
where will the second leg of United match be played?
Aye, Old Trafford.
Where they concede.
Yeah.
But so, man, Brayo, that's man. Nice to have you, man. Joshua, man. It's been nice. It's been
It's
great.
been nice, man, being around.
Nice one.
Yeah, man. So to all that, man, it's been a nice week, man. Till next week, adios. And don't forget,
Adios.
keep likes, subscribe, and share, and tell a friend. The Triple Cup podcast in each and every social media, be it Facebook, be it TikTok, and Instagram.
Twitter,
So, yeah,
TikTok,
yeah. Anyway, be there, man.
Instagram,
Yeah, be there.
Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
Snapchat, everything.
Next week, man. Adios.
Adios,
We out.
man.
Adios.